Hi guys, I'm currently sat in front of my Kribensis tank that I made, a good 3 months ago now. The tank did really well. It got massively overgrown because I planted it too heavy, but the cribs were breeding. See, I've got a pair down here. When I bought them, they were a pair, and they were a breeding pair. I wasn't expecting any luck because I don't get any luck with breeding 3 months ago. I mean, since then I've had tons of breeding, but these guys, yeah, they've bred twice now, but the scape isn't very well set up for breeding. It was just an Aquascape because I wasn't expecting this. But I want to change things around now so that it's more suitable for what I'm looking to do with the breeding, being able to take the babies out. I think I've just said breeding about 15 times, didn't I? Anyway. So for me, I really like the rock work. I think it looks cool, the way it comes out. And also, I know the fish liked it as well because that's the cave right in there. So that goes actually quite deep. And that's something that I need to remember when I'm doing the next scape, is that they're going to dig under the rocks. So you need to make the rock structure onto the glass and balanced and even glued if need to, because they're going to dig all around it. It could collapse, it could be disaster. So we need a good depth. It's actually deeper than this as well. As you go further back, it gets deeper and deeper. Again, need to remember the depth of the sand. But last time I mixed all of these different sort of types of aqua soil, fine gravel and sand as well together, because I wanted to have a good base for the plants to grow in. But with cribs, they dig everywhere, and for ages there was an algae problem in this tank, and that's because of the amount of nutrients being released into the water column by the fish. That's cool. I've learned from it. I'm not going to be doing that again. I'm going to keep it epiphyte, but try and make it look so good. To be honest, overall this tank is in super good health. There isn't actually barely any algae either. And it's 3 months old, so you would have expected by now everything to be settled. And it is. Fish are happy as well. There's the female. Look at how pink her belly is. They're getting ready to do some spawning again. So now it's crucial that we get this tank set up, let them, establish another new home, a better, more easily manageable. Yeah, see the aggression then? I don't know if you guys caught that. The aggression on the auto means that they're doing something over in this area. Right, first job, get everything out, get the fish out, put them in something temporary, and then we can get started. Right, we've got all the fish out there in this little pot here, and they're going down in this little temporary tank I have set up for just random plants on rotation, or they're just growing as well. For a while I thought that these ones on the top here had died, but they're not. There's the Vallisneria that's just gone really pinky red, so that might be really nice in the setup at some point. Not this one though, but yeah, it can be good. But it's a big old tank, there's plenty of room in there for those small amount of fish temporarily. Click subscribe. Okay, that's everything cleaned out. Fish are safe. We can take our time with the build now. First thing I want to do is take off that blue background because I'm not feeling it at all. And get everything else cleaned up as well. Filter needs cleaning, glass needs cleaning. Let's just do it. So I painted this blue background on the tank. Now, I've never liked it. Fortunately, it's just a thin layer, so that didn't work, but it will scrape off very easy. Right, that's awesome. We are ready to go. Now, we need to remember, like last time when I did this, I didn't realise that Kribensis dig so much. We've learnt now I need to put the stones on the glass first and then build up the sand around it, but not in layers. It needs to be just like one sand type, I think anyway. If you start mixing stuff, it's going to look terrible once they just tear it apart. But that is fine for them to do that, obviously. It's in their nature. And we want to try and replicate something that replicates their natural environment to a degree. So first of all, stones in. So these are all the rocks that I took out from the scape before. Now, I don't know if I want to use those again. I've got some really cool black lava rocks that might work really well. Yeah, let's just try something different. There's no point doing the same thing again, is there? Yeah, I've got like a little rack here with all the different bits of hardscape I can use. Down the bottom, I've got a ton of black, or grey, I suppose, lava rock. It goes darker in water. So, yeah, I think it might be cool to use these. Doesn't look like much at the moment, obviously, but give it a chance. So far, that is just a base. I've left a little bit of a gap that side, bigger than that side, just to give it a bit more sort of less symmetry. I'm trying to create sort of an island in the centre. I want to pour the sand in now. I'm hoping this will be the sort of area that they cave out. It could be anywhere along this front line though, you see. You just don't know where they're going to do it. But that would make sense because I'll make it a slight overhang as well to hopefully tempt them in. But now we need to fill everything up with sand, and for that I'm using this stuff here, which is ADA Colorado. It's quite expensive, to be honest, for the amount you actually get there, but it is really good grains and it's got like nice cut. Why am I showing you in the bag? Let me put it in a tank. And now I'm going to use my bodged up paintbrush. The paint pot I had to use was too small, so I cut that off so I could fit it in every time. Does the trick, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, just brush some of that sand off just so we can see exactly where our... Actually, this is pretty pointless, isn't it? I don't know why I'm even bothering wasting time. But still, it's nice to see where the rocks are, isn't it? I've piled up this area here thinking that they are going to dig it out. Doesn't need to be that high, to be honest. And then on top of these, look, we can now put our sort of big stones that are going to act as our main rocks for stuff to stick to, basically. So that one, for instance, could come in here somewhere. That's too high. Something like that. But I don't like this front line, it's a bit too straight, so I'm going to look for some more rounded rocks to go over the top there. Oh, there we go, really liking that so far. It's got a kind of reefy feel to it, and that's what I'm sort of feeling when I'm creating the scape. Now I've made a cool little cave in that section they might use. One there's an overhang here. So the back I tried to keep kind of straight so to tempt them not to go there, because we want to be able to see what they're doing. It's far more interesting. I tried to keep some high points and some low points for interest. I'm going to be obviously planting all on top of the rock, and then nothing in the substrate. Or I might put something at the back that I know will grow. Now stem plants do grow better when they've got an active substrate, but they will grow without it. But I don't know, actually. It might be best just to leave this one as, you know, rock only, just plants that attach to the rock, epiphyte plants, mosses, booster phalange, trident fern, normal Java fern. I don't know yet. Let's just start getting stuff on there. We can see how it looks and go from there. So as you saw there, that Java fern is just placed in between the rocks. You don't have to put it into substrate. It'll pull its nutrients from the water column and just stay looking lovely like that. Such good condition, that one. So on top of the rocks here in the foreground, like maybe that one and that one, I want something that's going to grow slowly. So mosses, I've got a big load of moss, but we need to glue it to that rock or it will just float up. And to glue it down, we use, you guessed it, the cyanoacrylate super glue. The cyanoacrylate super glue gel. This stuff's brilliant. You just do dabs onto the rock wherever you want to place the moss, and then just stick the moss on. Job done. It glues like a hard plastic, so all good. It's all safe and brilliant. Oh, look, it's so sweet so far. Now, part of me wants to stop there, but I'm thinking it might look really good to cover most of the top areas of the black and leave like the black showing underneath, kind of like a underground structure. I don't know, I think that might look quite cool. I'm gonna add in some more of the Anubias. You can only just see it from this angle, but the top bit you can see it good. I'm gonna add some more in this area as well, just to tidy up those edges. This should look really cool. I wasn't expecting it to look this good, but it's evolving in a way that I wasn't expecting. I thought I was just gonna have a couple of Java ferns, but that moss has made me really think lots of green against the sand, the clear back. Yeah, it might work really well. Let's just go for it. Yes, I think looking really good. Well, I'm just going to fill it up with water now. These mosses will need trimming because it'll all try and stand up, but we'll trim it down nice and short so it stays looking good. I've got a good example of it actually here in Ember's tank. So back there I did exactly the same thing. Excuse the diatom algae we're going through at the moment, but you can see how it stays nice and neat on the rock. All right, buddy? Swimming around. Oh, looking so good. Filling up, see, right, lots of people are going to say, how comes your water doesn't go cloudy when you fill it up? Well, you saw how I did that then. Nice and gentle, take your time. It actually took about 15 to 20 minutes to fill the whole thing up, even though it went obviously really quickly. But yeah, if you've got some little white spots like you can see on that piece there, that's just where some of the glue has come through, where I pushed too hard and it's just sort of seeped through. Easily just trim that off. The other one actually went perfectly, there's no spots. There's some Hydrocotyle Japan actually in amongst that, so that'll grow nicely. Gonna leave that. But there we go. I need to fit the filter now, and then we can put our fish in. So our filter is running, everything's looking great. We need to trim that moss though, like I said before. If we leave it like that, it'll grow so scraggly, and there's also those white bits of glue on there as well. But not only does it tidy things up for now, it means that the moss will continue to grow really compact and look so much better than if I just leave it. And it's always a good idea to just switch off the filter as well when you're doing this, otherwise you just get bits of moss floating around everywhere. Right, so now the next day since I did the trimming and the tank's crystal clear, it looks fantastic. Yeah, it looks beautiful, real simple, but I do feel like we're missing something here. I think I'm gonna put just a small piece of the black lava rock, just in this section, a little bit of moss, tiny bit of Anubias on it, just for some sort of added interest here. It's not gonna affect anywhere that the Kribensis might be digging, because it'll be much further out, it'll be like here, so it'll actually act as a channel, which might entice them in that area even more. So yeah, I'm gonna try that. If it doesn't work, I can just take it out. There we go, look. See, it's not a big difference, is it? It's not a massive thing we've added there, but it just makes a huge difference to the whole scape overall. It brings, you know, your eyes over in this area, but doesn't distract from the, I don't know, it just makes the whole thing flow a lot better in my eyes. Right, it's time to put our first fish in. Now, with Kribensis, it's always a good idea to have a dither fish. A dither fish acts as like a, I don't know, just something that takes the focus off of any babies or breeding or the other female, because the male can get aggressive. So if you've got a dither fish, they keep their parental instincts. And for that, I'm going for a smaller fish than I chose last time. Last time I had bloodfin tetras. It didn't work out great. They're quite big, they're quite fast, and they got spooked easy. Two actually jumped out, which at that point I was like, right, they've all got to come out, and I took them back. This time we've got a much smaller fish that stays up the top and shouldn't be a problem. And over in this bowl here, I've got the fish. They're not very coloured up. You probably can't tell what they are yet, so let's just put them straight in. I've got them temperature acclimated in here, you see, because the temperature of the room is the same temperature as the tank that we've got there, so it will be all right just to transfer them straight across. Okay, here we go. They're going in. 10 Rasporas. These are the copper Rasporas, Harlequins. Yeah, so they've pretty much got like no colour on them at the moment, but give them like a short amount of time they'll get comfortable, especially all this greenery, and they like this substrate as well because I've had them over this before and it turned really good. But they'll swim in the top area mainly. I mean, they're huddled down there at the moment, but we'll see them zooming backwards and forwards on this top section, which means this underground cave sort of area right under here will be perfect for the Kribensis to inhabit, and hopefully they just stay in their own areas then. The cribs will see them off, so they will go to... Look at them, they're already starting to explore. Awesome, so cool. So like, they look so bleached out. Give them 5 minutes and they'll look great. Right guys, it's now been about half an hour. These guys are really starting to colour up now. You know, they'll go way, way more than what you're seeing here, if it focuses for me. But they're starting to get there. So yeah, give it time, give it time. Next up, I think it's a good point to put in the Kribensis. They're down in here. Oh, there they are, there's the male, right in the middle there. Can you see him? Probably not. Turn it up. There we go. Oh, and the female right behind. They're coloured up nicely, looking good. Probably like this little environment. Look, it's all like sort of overhanging plants and everything. Looks great, doesn't it? Let's get these guys in as well. Right, I'm suspecting that these guys are going to go and hide straight away because it was a bit of a job trying to catch them. But I have now. There we go. Oh, they're going nuts already. Calm down. Oh, straight in the cave. Yes. So the male went straight in that cave. Oh, they've kicked up dust everywhere. That's okay, that's okay. It's your tank. You can do what you want. Okay, so she's there, breathing quite fast. She's going to chill out. I'm not close, by the way. It looks like I'm close. I'm zoomed right in because I don't want to sort of upset them. Oh, come and say hello. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Right, moving out. Less panicky now. That's good. That's good. The male, look. How you doing in there, buddy? You doing all right? Yep, seems to be. Right, they're all coming around a bit more now. Starting to look a little bit more chilled. Where'd the female go? Right, I'm going to come back in 2 seconds. Let's let them chill out for a bit. Let them settle in, and then they're going to be... Oh, that's going to be so cool. Oh, there we go. Female coming out. This is brilliant. They really are using that cave structure. There's the male as well. So there's like a little labyrinth in there, more so than I actually thought because I couldn't obviously see. Once I put that big rock there on the top, I didn't know how it was sitting at the back. I just knew we had a good gap at the front there. But they seem to be really enjoying that. We're going to get great success. You can already tell. I mean... They've got options to dig cave there, dig it there. Maybe they won't even need to dig because it already is a cave. I don't know. They probably will because it's, you know, in their instinct, isn't it, to do that. There we go, look. See, they're just going in and out. It's such a cool little structure. Love it. Hopefully this works out well and it gives you guys something to look at and doing for yourselves at a later point if you want to get cribs as well. Tell you what, oh, he's come out to say, what's this guy doing filming? It's this guy again. Yeah, we know him. We like him. Look, the Resporas are just grouping together really nicely as well. Just before I could pick the camera up, they all sweeped around the back in one long line. It looked so good, but I didn't have the camera with me. Look at that, the females there, the males there, in and out, in and out. They're getting so comfortable already. Right, go on, Resporas. Do it all in a long line. Let's make YouTube magic. Are you ready? Go, go. Are you going to do it? Are they going to do it? They're kind of doing it. They're kind of doing it. No, they come through the middle. That's all right. They can go where they want. But they do group together so well, don't they? Again, they're going to be aware of the sort of predatory instincts of the larger fish below, even though they're not going to sort of attack them. And to be honest, if they stay in these sort of areas, even when there's babies, they won't really go for them either. You have to get within about 5 or 6 inches, I'd say, of where the babies are or where the parents are protecting the babies for them to actually go for the other fish. That's my experience so far anyway. But yeah, love how this has turned out. Really pleased with the look. Nice and simple, easy, maintainable, but also really good impact as well. Because for instance, if I step back here, look at how sort of much it pops and how different it is. Ember's been watching me do this the whole time, just sat in that corner. Like, look, enough of these guys. When are you going to feed me? Oh, look, yeah, look, the harlequin's just zooming round and round as I've stepped away. Oh, they look so good. I'm right back, look, see? Right back here. But yeah, it looks so good, doesn't it? Oh, love it, love it. I'm loving this simplistic design recently. I mean, you guys know that moss is going to be overgrown in no time. No, it's not. I'm staying right on top of this because what I'm finding with moss, it's easier to do a little bit often than trying to do big hackbacks. It just doesn't work that way. So this tank will also have Otocinclis and Amano shrimp. They were all in there when I took all the fish out. There's loads of them down here currently in the other tank. I mean, I've just disturbed it all by putting all these back, so you can't see them now, but I've got about 10 Ottos in there. And they eventually will be going in this tank. But at the moment, I'd rather leave them down in this tank. I mean, there's loads of mulm and plants with stuff on. There's nothing in here for them to peck at and eat. So we'll leave that for a couple of weeks and then put them in when they're really needed.